What is going on, everyone? It's Ryan here, and I'm going to give my preview for the City game against Southampton that we have this Saturday. Our last game, we played very well. It was champagne poetry, as Drake might say so himself. We played very good going forward. Although we were a little bit concerning defensively, we were a little bit sloppy, a little bit flat-footed, and defensively, positioning-wise, we were a little bit off. But I think all in all we were fine. Going forward we were amazing. Our attacking football on display was vintage Manchester City, which I haven't seen since, the Mancini days almost. High scoring octane football at its very, very finest. And I think Southampton should be scared. They should be scared to face us. They always are scared to face us. They haven't beat us since 2004 at the Etihad, so if I was a Southampton fan, I wouldn't be praying for anything. Hopefully, I don't jinx my club and we end up, have somehow losing this game. But I just don't see it happening. Looking at Southampton's form, they've drawn 3 and lost 1, and they've only won 1 game in the last 5 in all competitions, and that was probably coming the cup game. So it's fair to say that they're not in the greatest of form at the moment. They're 14th place. They've only got, I think it's 1 point. 4 points, actually. 4 points. 3 points. Sorry, my maths is a bit dodgy there, but 3 points out of 4 games in the Premier League. 3 draws and 1 loss. Not the best of form for Southampton, who should be doing better given their manager. But at the same time, they have lost their best defender. They have lost their best striker to Premier League opposition, which only makes it worse for them, to be honest. So I feel for Southampton in that respect. And that is the reason why we should be beating them. They don't really look like a threat anymore. They used to give us a few scares. They did beat us 1-0 in July 2020. But the last time we faced them, we gave them a 5-2 beatdown. And that was one of our underrated Premier League performances of the season, really. And I don't really see a 5-2 happening again, because that was a very weird performance. But I do see us winning comfortably. I don't think we should be fazed by the opposition, especially now we've got Phil Foden back, we've got Kevin De Bruyne back, and I expect hopefully to see a bit more rotation than Pep's normally had. Obviously, I want to see Raheem Sterling now back in. Who else? Fernandinho, hopefully, Stones, and maybe Kyle Walker will feature again. But honestly, I think this should be another win, honestly. I think we've got Southampton, then Wickham, then we have obviously the big one against Chelsea next week. So honestly, I think this game and the next game should be our practice game for our revenge match against Chelsea next week. I haven't forgotten that. Obviously, they gave us corn in the Champions League final, which wasn't great. But looking at the threats from a Southampton perspective, I guess I would say Theo Walcott, but he's actually unavailable through injury. But I guess Che Adams is a very good striker. Che Adams is a very, very good striker. He gave us a few issues when we beat them at what's their stadium's called? But at their stadium, I think it was St Mary's or something like that. I think this is around November 2020. They gave us a few scares, even though we beat them 1-0. Che Adams could have scored at least twice there, but Ruben Dias was very good. Very, very good that day. Who else? We've got a midfielder. What's his name? What is his name? The midfielder. He's a young lad. I think he's African. Very talented. I watched him one time against Liverpool. I think it was in January, and he was lighting it up, man. He is very good. He's very underrated. I've got my stocks on him. So if he blows up, yeah, you have me to thank. It'll be me to thank if he blows up, and I'll be the one who says, yeah, I'm the visionary. But I think they have a few threats here and there, even though they're not as potent as they were before. That is his name, Moussa Djenepo. That is his name, Moussa Djenepo. Very, very talented midfielder, and obviously Adam Armstrong, who started the season strong as well. Going on to the threats from our perspective, obviously, our whole team is full of threats. We've got Kevin De Bruyne, we've got Phil Foden, Raheem Sterling, Riyad Mahrez, Gabriel Jesus, Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, who's been on great form. I mean, the names, I don't even need to go into detail about the names. It just speaks for themselves, really. And I think we'll just have too much for Southampton on the day. Going on to the team news, I think John Stones and Laporte both missed out, which is why Ake played against Leipzig. But hopefully, from what I've read so far, the news doesn't really look that bad. It doesn't really look that bad, so one of them should be starting, and I hope Diaz gets a rest, or I think that'll be for the Wickham game on Tuesday. But I think Diaz should get a rest, but one of John Stones or Emerick Laporte should play in that game, which is very positive news because when they've played, we have conceded 0 goals, ladies and gentlemen, and we've scored 17 goals in the Premier League already without a striker, which is impressive in itself. But I'm gonna go to my predicted lineup. I think I'm gonna go with Ederson in goal. I think Ederson will start. Although Ederson had a poor game against Leipzig, absolutely no reason to drop him for this game. I think he's been absolutely amazing. Apart from not amazing, but he's done what he had to do. Do you know what I mean? I mean, as a Man City goalkeeper, I don't think anyone expects him to be amazing. But yeah, going to the back four, I think we'll have Walker will play, Diaz. Stones will finally make an appearance after Laporte. I know he's had been in great form, Laporte, but I think this time it will be Stones. And I think on the left back, I think we'll go Zinni, you know. I think we'll go Zinchenko, or will it be Cancelo? I think I'll go Zinchenko. I think we'll go Zinchenko on the left, but don't be surprised if we see Cancelo with Pep's mad rotation. Going into the midfield, I think hopefully I want to see Fernandinho play, you know. I think it'll be Rodri, but I'm going to go with Fernandinho. I'm going to keep my hopes up for this game. I want to see Fernandinho because when he came on against Leipzig, he was sublime, like he always is. Even at 37 years old, he's still one of the best holding midfielders in the league, which is just amazing news for us, a Man City legend. I think the rest of the midfield will be De Bruyne will finally will play again. I think he needs to get his fitness up before we go to Stamford Bridge. So I think we'll see De Bruyne play. We'll see Ilkay Gundogan. I think Gundogan will play again. I think he's been in decent form when he's played, you know. I'm not sure if he picked up a few injuries, but when he's played, he's actually played really well. I think the last time he played in the Premier League, he scored anyways, and I think he smashed it. Him and Bernardo Silva in that midfield were tearing Arsenal apart, which was very positive news for us. More players on the phone, the better. And then going on to the front three, I don't see any reason to change it. I really don't. I think the front three of Grealish, Torres and Jesus has absolutely been amazing so far. And although I think we'll go for the same thing again, I think we'll see Sterling. I want to see Sterling. I think we'll see Sterling, but a part of me wants to see Sterling as well, obviously. Sterling, I think we need to give Sterling his chance to shine because he's been playing really well for England. But obviously for Man City, because we don't have that central striker that he can play off of, he hasn't really made the impact that we wanted to have so far. But obviously Raheem Sterling is a 30-goal a season winger anyways, regardless of whether we had a striker or not. So I think we'll see Sterling, Torres, and obviously Jack Grealish is in absolutely undroppable form right now. So I'll be very surprised if we don't see Grealish. I think Grealish will get a rest against Wickham, but I think we will definitely see Grealish against Southampton, and I hope he scores again because Grealish, I love him to bits, man. £100 million. He just come in and he's already my favourite player already. I can't get enough of Jack Grealish. But going on to the prediction, we'll win this game. I'll be very surprised if we don't. I'll be very surprised if we don't win this game. But we should be winning. We should be winning. I mean, it's Southampton after all. No, all respect to Southampton, but it is Southampton. And we should definitely be winning our next 2 games before we go to Stamford Bridge and before we go to the Parc de France as well in Paris. So I will say 3-1. I think Southampton will score. I think it will be Che Adams who scores, and I think our scorers will be Torres, De Bruyne, and Jesus. I think Jesus will score because he's in amazing form so far. Actually, no, Jesus will come off the bench and he will score. If not, Sterling will score. But yeah, that's my preview for the Southampton game. I don't see us not losing. I see us winning, and let's hope we do win because we need these wins before we go to Stamford Bridge. I can't emphasize this enough. We need to beat Chelsea. I'm tired of losing to these mugs. So let's hope we go on and win. Anyways, it's been your boy Ryan. It's been lovely to have you here.